Good morning and happy May 27th. I have not been in this channel in forever. I don't even remember how long. I was extremely busy, unfortunately. And when I say extremely, it's like extremely, getting to work at 6:30, leaving to work at 7:30, a lot of the times 9:30, 8:30, depending on the day. I got a new position last July. It was a position that I really, really wanted, which, I'm glad that I got it. But after an entire year of contract, I decided not to go back just because of the time constraint that it requires. And my priority, of course, is family and not work. Therefore, I chose to finish that, that era or time, I don't know how to say it, and take a sabbatical, a year sabbatical. And so right now, this is actually my very, very first day that I don't have work, that I don't have to check my emails, that I don't have to respond to any calls or any messages. I actually don't have work today, starting today. I'm drinking my coffee now. Salud. I dropped off my son. He has band camp this week, and so I dropped him off this morning. I went to HEB and I walked around maybe, I don't even know, maybe an hour or so, just thinking of, now what, Raquel? And now what are you gonna do? Well, one of the things, I don't know if you've noticed, but one of the things that I do have to do is I have to focus again on my health. Unfortunately, I did gain between last time I weighed myself in July to this past Saturday, I gained 21.2 pounds. I'll put it right here. So unfortunately, I'm back to 256. And I can feel it in every inch of my body. Unfortunately, including my foot, my left foot. It is very, very painful right now. I'm wearing a little brace that kind of tightens it. I feel that I have plantar fasciitis, something like that. My heel will just, the pain will go from 0 to 100 in an instant when I was walking. And then I don't know if you guys remember, but I walked a lot, in my previous job yesterday. I would walk a lot. And unfortunately, the last month or two, my left foot started bothering me. And I know it has to do with inflammation because my food choices weren't carnivore, weren't keto, weren't even close to low carb. Unfortunately, I was stress eating at work. It didn't matter what it was. I would be like, yeah, or something crazy would happen and I would go and find a snack, go into my office, do what I needed to do, but eat the snack, non-healthy snack. And so that affected me a lot. It was stress here, stress there, stress everywhere. But right now I'm focused. I'm determined to get my health back. That is my priority right now. My priority is just not necessarily focus so much on the scale, but focus so much on my food intake. And so even if I eat a lot, what is it that I'm eating? Because if I eat quote unquote a lot, I need it to be carnivore as much as possible, which means extremely, low carb or 0 to no carbs or a low carb diet. Yesterday I had a couple of tostadas. Right here it says, let me see the serving size, 2 tostadas for 15 carbs. And so we had it with guacamole and a piece of meat with some onions and some salsa. And so right now, that's the focus right now is low carb, keto-ish. I think I've had one carnivore day since Saturday. Sunday, unfortunately, I did not focus on Sunday. We went out to eat, and I did eat chips and queso and like guacamole, and like half of a chicken sandwich. I know it was one meal, but it wasn't like as low carb as I wanted it since this past Saturday. So I'm just coming, to you guys to tell you hello, to tell you, I am back, to tell you that I am taking a sabbatical from work. I don't know if you guys, or if I've ever said it in this channel, but I do go and do like some Uber Eats and some DoorDash and, some Instacart. So $50, $20, little here, little there. It does help our monthly, income, let's say. And our bills are very minimal. I do have Netflix. I might need to cancel Netflix because it is a waste of time. I'm still thinking about that. I did tell my husband I'm gonna take 1 month off of not necessarily doing anything, even though today I went to the grocery store. I turned on, what was it called? Not DoorDash, the other one, Uber Eats. And I did get a $13 order. Mind you, I spent 95 bucks at the store, but that 13 bucks does give a little cushion as to our expenses right now. Every month, after my last paycheck comes in, then I'll be transferring some income, to see how many months, I can just focus on Raquel, focus on my health, focus on fixing my foot because it's in pain right now. I actually have a brace on right now, but because I was walking, it's in pain. And so I was taking anti-inflammatory medication because it's an everyday, walking. And I needed to just stop taking them, because I didn't want to need them and my foot is still being messed up because I'm not changing my eating habits, my exercise habits, etc. So I haven't taken any pain medicine since Saturday. Or since last Friday, really, when I went to work. Man, I don't know, guys. Life is life, and for sure. But I'm very, very glad that I'm able to take this step. We've planned our finances in a way that we don't live above our means. We don't live paycheck to paycheck. And I'm not gonna say it's easy. You just have to learn to do it. You have to learn not to buy whatever you want. You have to learn to, use the same t-shirt as 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 5 years ago. I think I got this t-shirt. It's the oldest t-shirt that I have. I would say about 7 years ago. It kind of worked out with this. Yeah, it's about 6 or 7 years ago that I got this shirt for free at my work, and it's my favorite t-shirt. I actually have 2 of them, and I'm fine using it. I don't need to go to the store and buy new clothes. And so right now my goal is 1 year. What can I do in a year? Of course, I want to do some online stuff. In my profession, I can sell stuff online. I just have to create it. And so I'm gonna see what I can do when it comes to that part. I've also written a book. It's like a devotional. I'm gonna go ahead and KDP, something like that. I'm gonna sell it online. I don't know. There's many things that I want to do. And so I just want to come and give you an update, to tell you how I'm doing. I'm not doing well right now. Like I said, my foot hurts. I have gained weight since last July. And it didn't start, like the first several months. I actually lost weight at the job because I was so busy and I didn't get to eat. And actually at the beginning of my job, my boss was like, leaders eat last, which is 100% true. That's why right now the weight gain is not necessarily, me sitting down eating lunch. is just snacking here, snacking there, not eating enough. Therefore, when I do eat, I eat a lot. I overly eat. And so I prioritized my job, which I excelled. It was great. My evaluation was great. But unfortunately, my health declined. I didn't get time to spend with my husband. I didn't, get time to spend with my boys. And I need that. I can't get it back. But this next year, that is my focus. How can I help, my teenage boys, 14, almost 15, and 17, almost 18. One last year with him in high school. And then see what the future holds. I want to be there to guide them, not necessarily at my job all the time. Because I can give you $100, but I can't give you an hour or two because I'm exhausted or because I'm not at home. I don't think that's fair. I need to find a way to make $100 or two, and then give you as much time as I can, because I have it, because it's available. And so it's going to be a shift of me being available for the boys, me being available for my husband, for my family, for my mom, my dad, who are sick, are elderly. I just didn't think that the job was going to take so much out of my life, so much time out of my life. That's why, recognitions and this and that. I got humanitarian of the year, because I'm so helpful and I guide people, and, I'm kind as much as I can, of course. But, getting that certificate and recognition, for my company has zero effect, because I wanted to be with my boys, and I wanted to be there and guide them and spend time with them. And so now I can. Now I can spend time with my husband. I can spend time with my boys. I can grill. There's absolutely no, need for me to eat junk or be snacking left and right, because I will have time, to turn on the grill, to go shopping, maybe even walk to H-E-B. It's like a 2-minute drive. I would say 20-minute walk, 30-minute walk if I walk slowly. Of course, not right now because my foot is in pain, but I'm following Dr. Berg, I think is his name. Yeah, Dr. Berg. I saw a couple of videos on plantar fasciitis, and so he says, to move the foot and drink some vitamins and, little things that I'm going to try to do at home to try to relieve the pain, instead of either going to the doctor, because I haven't gone to the doctor, or taking, anti-inflammatory medication, because I don't want that to mess up my organs either. I feel that this weight is already messing me up inside, because you can feel a difference between being keto carnivore, moving, exercising, feeling great, as to compare to gaining weight, eating carbs, and just the inside it's not 100%, So I'm gonna try my best to be here more often. My goal is a weight loss journey still. Right now I'm only focused on low carb. I'm not gonna go hardcore, just low carb. If I have a tostada here and there, that's fine. Mostly meats and eggs. I'm not much of a vegetable person. Maybe a salad here and there, but I won't promise you anything. And then we do have vacation coming up, because I told my husband, I'm like, I have spent my whole life at work this past year. I said, I need a vacation. So thankfully we were able to book a vacation in Florida in June. It's coming up, and so we'll be there for about a week, just relaxing, looking at the waves, doing some swimming, some walking, some relaxing. And then after that, come back home and do hardcore, the carnivore challenges, the keto challenges, the low carb challenges. That way we can motivate each other, to push ourselves, to success. Shoot, I am ready to be successful. I am ready to push myself, towards a health victory. And I can't say I don't have time. I have all the time in the world. Like right now, it's about to be 10 or whatever. And I'm like, 10 a.m. And I'm like, oh, okay, what am I gonna do? And then I remember that my foot's hurting, and it's like, Raquel, you need to relax. Raquel, you need to put your foot up, watching TV, just relax. Because I am always go, 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 go. Like, since I got my first job when I was 15, it was always go, 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 go. But for 1 month, I'm just gonna relax. And then come in July, I'll focus again on, God willingly, my foot's better. I want to get a membership, to start exercising, do some Uber Eats, some DoorDash to get that extra income so I can get, the membership for a recreational center. They have pools, because I'm thinking if I swim, it'll be easier on my foot as compared to like running or walking right now. And so that's the goal. And then of course, focus on my food. Be with the boys June, July, and then of course back in August, they'll go back to school. I'll focus on my stuff. I'll see what I can do online. And I told my husband, I said, if need be, I'll go back to work in January. But if not, it'll be a year from now. So next June, July. And see what the future holds. I'm definitely praying. I'm asking God for guidance, because it is not an easy step. Yes, I will get a check in June. And so I know I'm not as worried as I would be, not receiving a check. But at the same time, I don't worry about money, because I know God will provide. All we have to do is be faithful. All we have to do is trust in Him, trust in God, that He will provide whatever we need. I mean, like the Bible says, if, the birds don't have to worry, because God provides, their food, their shelter, their everything. Wouldn't He do the same thing for us? I think He will. And so right now I just have to learn to relax, learn to put myself first, because that rarely happens, especially mamas, you know what I'm talking about. And some daddies, especially single dads, it's very difficult. But it's time. Because at the rate that I'm going right now, I don't know how long I'm gonna be. My foot is messed up, and because of that, my knees are also hurting. I'm putting a lot of weight on my right leg because I'm limping because of the pain of the left foot. And then of course that's gonna mess up both knees, mess up my back, etc., etc. And I don't want that. And so that's why my goal right now is health. Get my health back. Feel free to follow. I understand if you need to remove yourself from the subscriber list. Completely understand. I haven't been here in a minute. I do wish that you stay. I do wish that you follow the rest of the journey and see, how we look like in December, what goals we have reached in December. I think it's gonna be great. Share the video. I know a lot of us are struggling right now, especially because it is very difficult to live only with a one household income, but with little changes here and there, in our expenses going out, I feel that it is more than possible. And 6 months to a year, we'll see how my life changes when it comes to my health. I'll try to do a body composition video as well, just so you can see, the before. Right now I am a tight size 18. This is a size extra large, so I am extra large shirt, kind of tight, and then a tight size 18 pants. Unfortunately, I have 16 and 14 pants that no longer fit. But they will soon. They will soon. They're still in my closet. I am not throwing them away or giving them away. They're waiting for me to get back to my goals. They're waiting for me, to push hard, grind, and get my life back in check, my health back in check. So if you're with me, put a comment down below. Let me know how you guys are doing. I know I have not been here in a while. Let me know how you guys are doing. This journey, this life journey, this health journey, how's it going for you? Let me know if there's anything I can do. Of course, this video is only for entertainment purposes. I am no expert in anything health related. I have some information that I can provide, but this is not at all, anything. I'm not an expert. This is only for entertainment purposes, to follow my journey as well. All right, well, God bless you guys. Don't forget to say your affirmations. We will definitely say them next video. If you have any questions, let me know, and God willingly, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.